This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, policing the police. Nova Scotia municipalities look for the best way to oversee their forces.
River rescue, how a group riding the waves of the tidal bore ended up freeing a beached whale.
And meet the Rat Rod. This unconventional ride is turning heads in Cape Breton.
A few showers, risk of a thunderstorm this evening, then clearing. We'll do it all again tomorrow with a mix of sun and cloud and some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. Many Nova Scotia municipalities are facing a decision. What's the best way to oversee police?
Some have a police board, even though the town has just one officer, while others say joining with neighbors makes the most sense.
But the Mass Casualty Commission made it clear that every municipality needs a plan. The CBC's Haley Ryan has tonight's top story.
It's really a philosophical policing question. Is it better to have your own municipal board to focus on only local issues or join with others to tackle things together? Across the province, municipalities that use the RCMP are examining their boards or finally launching them. For years, the town of Lunenburg was among a handful of municipalities who didn't have an RCMP oversight board, breaking the Provincial Police Act.
Unfortunately, I took a mass casualty report of one of the most tragic events to ever happen in Nova Scotia to highlight some of the deficiencies that we were missing.
Lunenburg suggested a joint board with nearby municipalities who use the RCMP.
And I always say things that happen just outside our 4 square kilometers still impacts the town.
Mahone Bay and Chester declined, saying they don't want to weaken local input from residents and councillors. But the District of Lunenburg is interested.
I don't believe there will be things lost in the area. I think it will benefit, and it actually will enhance what we currently have here.
Colchester County is going the other way and breaking up their longtime board with the town of Stewiacke. So Stewiacke will soon create a board for the one Mountie they pay for.
Colchester's a big area, and the discussion was largely centered around the desire that there were some different issues would be popping up in different areas and might not be specific to a town or to Stewiacke.
I think it's unique, but again, opportunity. You have that one-on-one, so that officer will be coming here in chambers and meeting with that committee, and maybe it'll be an opportunity to expand that role in the community, given the size, and we're growing.
Colchester says they wanted to be ready for whatever comes out of the ongoing review that's examining the structure of policing in the province.
If there is an honest discussion with the stakeholders, then I think something can come out of this. If it doesn't, then I think the review has failed everybody. Because I think what's been consistent from prior to the mass casualty, but certainly with the mass casualty in Portapique, that the system needs revamping.
The panel conducting the review is also looking at oversight boards and whether the current system works. Their report is expected by next April. Haley Ryan, CBC News, Halifax.
A 76-year-old man has been charged with murder after police were called to a home in Cole Harbour yesterday afternoon. Officers were called to a home on Agincourt Crescent just after 4 o'clock yesterday. The man inside the home called police to report that he had murdered a woman inside his residence. Officers from both the RCMP and Halifax Police surrounded the home. After several attempts to have the man leave the property, he was arrested. A 74-year-old woman was found dead inside. Edmund Joseph Organ has been charged with murder and remains in police custody.
Longtime councillor Wayne Mason is running for mayor of Halifax. The downtown Halifax representative made his announcement today in Dartmouth, where he grew up. He says housing and affordability are top priorities. Mason says he's proud of the work he and council have done over the past 12 years and wants to see it through.
Well, we've done such great work, and I want to take it all the way. I want to be mayor on day one. I want to make sure that the momentum that we have right now doesn't slow down or go away. I think we're on the right track. We need to work harder to make sure that people aren't left behind. But the growth of the economy and population that we have now, that's the energy. That's what we're going to use. We're going to harness that to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind.
Mason joins Councillor Pam Lovelace as the second high-profile candidate in the mayor race. The municipal election takes place in October.
Council for the Municipality of the District of Lunenburg wants the Natural Resources Minister to reconsider a certain provision in the Beaches Act. That provision gives the minister discretion to approve proposed developments within protected areas. The municipality is concerned the system could become a loophole as councils are working on coastal protection bylaws. But the minister says he's confident in the review process. Michael Gorman reports.
It's easy to understand why someone would want to live in Kingsburg. The beach here and surrounding community is about as picturesque as it gets. But a recent development in the area has sparked some community concern and a call from the local municipality for a change to the Provincial Beaches Act.
We don't want to see this as being a loophole to get around any bylaw that we would put in place.
At issue is this boardwalk and bunkhouse. Because Kingsburg is a protected area under the Beaches Act, any development here requires approval from the Natural Resources Minister. With municipalities now responsible for rules governing coastal protection, the mayor says that ministerial discretion should be revisited.
If it is going to be left to municipalities, that discretion needs to be used only in extreme cases where it would make sense to do that. I'm not sure this is one of them.
The Natural Resources Minister says each application is assessed individually as the government tries to balance conservation with property owners' rights. After his department signed off, the minister asked Environment and Climate Change for a second opinion.
We certainly saw no issue with the application that came in, and so we just wanted a second set of eyes to see if there was anything in that realm. And we've heard from Environment and Climate Change that there was no impact.
An Environment Department spokesperson said officers investigated the site and determined an additional permit was not required because construction is happening on dry land. But community members who raised the initial concerns remain unconvinced. They worry that development in a protected area will spawn further development that could jeopardize the ecosystem.
I'm really concerned that the government have some give some value to its coastline, enough so that they put in strong protective measures that will help protect it.
The minister says he has confidence in the system, and for now there are no plans to revisit the discretionary provision in the Beaches Act. Michael Gorman, CBC News, Kingsburg.
Well, people who set out to ride the tidal bore on the Shubenacadie River got more than they bargained for this weekend. They went from riding the waves to helping to rescue a beached whale. Dwight Barkhouse with Tidal Bore Rafting Resort says in the 13 years he's been working there, he's never seen anything like this whale so far up the river.
It was a minke whale beached in the middle of the sandbar in a little like a little tide pool, and then all our customers and us, we just stood there and we splashed water on it until the tidal bore came in. So then all of our customers and other raft guides loaded into their boats, and they all went rafting and stuff like that. And I stuck behind and waited for the tide to come in and cover the sandbar so it'd be deep enough for the whale to be able to swim away. And I basically just sat there until it got freed itself, and stuck with it and made sure that all the other boats and rafting companies knew where the whale was located, just so no one ran it over or anything like that while it was trying to get back out to the bay. It was very exciting, and we just happened to have one group, a giant group, and everyone was very concerned and stuff, but everyone was getting pictures. Like it was a crazy event. I still can't believe that it even happened, to be honest. It made it safely back out there. Like we seen it taken off, and another company up the river seen it going up further up the river. So we think that it had a good chance and made it to the bay for sure.
And that whale clearly has a lot of friends in Nova Scotia willing to help out.
Some excitement. You know, the tidal bore rafting would be exciting enough, but then add this element.
Yeah, what video. Fantastic storytelling there, and thanks for sharing it with us. And listen, if you were lucky enough to be out today, definitely anywhere on the water, it was a beautiful one. We did have some pop-up showers and still watching those up towards Pictou and Antigonish counties in particular. You can see temperature highs today, mid to high teens along the coast, but high teens, low 20s inland. There are those showers that have been working through Pictou and Antigonish County and now scaling up and across Inverness County and into Victoria County as well. And this is where all of the action has been, and of course across New Brunswick. And we're watching some of those showers starting to edge pretty close to Amherst, some of those moving across the bay, and we may get clipped here across northern areas of the province over the next few hours. This low will continue to influence us tomorrow with, once again, a mix of sun and cloud, but a chance for some pop-up showers into the afternoon. It can't rule out a rumble of thunder. Best chances are going to be across the mainland from places like Bridgewater and New Ross across through the valley and up towards Truro and towards the Northumberland shore yet again. Very similar temperature-wise. We're going to be in the low to mid-20s for most, cooler along parts of the coast. That low departs, and again, we're watching a nice start to the day. There are those very isolated showers that will pop up. A similar story for Wednesday as the system passes just to our south and east, though Cape Breton will get into some showers overnight Wednesday in through Thursday. It's gone again, then some more isolated showers, so kind of a rinse and repeat through a good portion of this week, which will set us up for the weekend. And what does it hold? Oh,
yes, we want to know, Ryan.
Can't wait to find out.
7-day forecast is coming up.
Appreciate that. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
The Bangor Sawmill and Museum in the municipality of Clare was destroyed by fire early Saturday morning. The search for a cause continues while people in the community mourn the loss of the historical and iconic structure. Denise Comeau-Deshotel of the Bangor Development Commission says people are devastated.
It's an incredible loss. It's terrible. Everybody's sad. You will never be able to replace the mill because this one was dated from 1929. I mean, the old machinery, the wood, you could see in the wood where they had cut with axes, and everything was and it was a beautiful mill, a very.
I'll talk to Denise Comeau-Deshotel about the loss and what happens next for the historic site. That is our newsmaker just after 6:30.
The province is providing more funding for organizations offering grief and mental health supports in the communities most affected by the 2020 mass shooting. The Healing Pathways Community Fund will provide up to $50,000 to organizations in Colchester, Cumberland, and Hants counties. This money is part of the government's work to address the recommendations of the Mass Casualty Commission. The inquiry looked at the events following the tragedy in Portapique, where a lone gunman killed 22 Nova Scotians. The final report called for more supports in these communities. There is a total of $300,000 available, and organizations have until June 28th to apply.
Historic properties on the Halifax waterfront is slated to be renovated starting this fall. Real estate firm The Armour Group manages the buildings and is putting more than $2 million into upgrades, including new lighting, signage, and landscaping. The area is a National Historic Site with buildings dating back to the early 1800s. Clothing designer Lisa Drader Murphy, who has her flagship store in one of the buildings, says she and all other retail tenants have been told to move out by September. She says she's hopeful she'll be able to return once the work is completed. The Armour Group says the renovations should be finished by next summer.
When you think of swaying palm trees, Nova Scotia doesn't automatically come to mind, but back in 2018, HRM planted 7 of them as an experiment. And for how that all panned out, I'm joined by municipal spokesperson Ryan Snoddon. So I guess my first question is, why?
Well, we wanted to explore different ways to bring folks out to check out the different municipal parks that we have. You know, maybe many folks won't have the opportunity to go down south and to see palm trees in person. So why not bring them right here to Nova Scotia and at the same time check out some of the fantastic green spaces that we have.
Okay, so I understand there was a couple of different varieties planted. Tell me about that.
That's right. So we had 3 different varieties planted. The most common one, the one that folks probably recognize the most, were those tall windmill palms, but there were 2 smaller examples as well. Each of those trees were selected because they were known to withstand colder, harsher climates.
And the cost of this experiment?
It was about $4,000 at the beginning. That was the initial purchase and installation of the trees. After that, the maintenance was just rolled into the municipality's annual Parks and Recreation operating budget.
All right. Well, tell me a bit about trying to keep those plants, I guess they're not trees, but actually plants, protected from our weather.
Yes, we had our municipal crews checking on them continuously and really keeping an eye out for them in the winter. That included surrounding the trunk of the plants with wooden boxes to try to insulate them and keep the heat retained. We also were checking, best practices from other jurisdictions that may have explored something similar. Vancouver planted a couple of palm trees as well. Obviously, Vancouver winters are very different than Halifax winters, but we looked for best practices on how to maintain them.
And in the end,
unfortunately, the Nova Scotia winters proved to be a little too harsh for these palm trees. 5 of that initial batch died after the winter of 2021-2022. The last 2 that were remaining actually had to be replaced. One that same winter, so now in spring 2022. The other had to be replaced the following spring, but those 2 replacements unfortunately didn't survive this past winter.
So any lessons learned from all this?
Really, we just thanks folks for the curiosity that they had and willingness to participate in this experiment. Our municipal grounds crew and folks who work at our municipal greenhouses are always exploring different species that maybe we could add to the fantastic green landscape that we have here within the municipality. So you never know what may come in the future.
All right, well, thanks for this. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Amy.
People in Halifax's Filipino community gathered at the waterfront this weekend for a celebration of culture and heritage. Philippine Fiesta was the first in a month-long celebration marking Filipino Heritage Month. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Sol Matalam and I'm from Davao City and I moved here to Halifax, Nova Scotia about good 10 years ago. We're having the Philippine Fiesta Halifax opening at the waterfront. So this is just a glimpse of what the event is going to be at the Garrison Grounds on the 22nd and the 23rd. We have games, we have food vendors, we have vendors that are selling jewelry, and we also have performers like singers and dancers, so it's everything today. Yeah, it's a very special month. So June is the month that we celebrate as Filipino Heritage Month, and this was declared all over Canada actually, and not just only here in Nova Scotia. I know there's a lot of events going on in the city, and we just wanted to put it out there that, hey, this is our nth year of celebrating it, and this is our 126th year of celebrating the Filipino independence. So it's exciting to be able to share our heritage and our culture to our fellow Nova Scotians. June 12th, we have the flag racing going on. Then June 22nd, 23rd at the Garrison Grounds is the Philippine Fiesta Halifax full event for the 2 days. And on the 29th is we're going to have the after party. So those who want to party up here in downtown, for the younger crowd, we have that. And also next month, a little bit of extension, there is a pageant going on for the Filipinos. So that's very exciting. I just wanted to invite everybody, whether you're from Halifax, Truro, Amherst, wherever you are here in Nova Scotia, make the time. It's a full weekend of such fun, culture, food, and just warmth and hospitality. Just come and join us. It'll be so enjoyable. Follow us at Philippine Fiesta Halifax, and you'll see our schedules there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Singtel dance.
Filipinos know how to celebrate, don't they?
And the party continues.
For sure. All right.
All right. Well, if you're driving around Cape Breton these days, you may spot an unusual truck on the roads.
While the vintage vehicle was made for work purposes, it's also making a lot of curious folks turn their heads. Aaron Potty went to find out why.
Cody Fitzgerald has a company truck not like many others. This is what's known as a rat rod, or a custom vehicle thrown together with spare parts, often looking worn down, rusted, and banged up.
And this is a truck that I built for the crew because they were scratching up my own vehicle, so I figured we'll build you something that doesn't matter if it scratches, and also it comes in as a very good advertisement piece.
Fitzgerald runs a paving company in North Sydney. He and 2 others built the Franken truck a few years ago. It features the vintage cab of a 1978 Kenworth, the frame of a 1990 Dodge 3/4-ton diesel, and the box of a 2010 Ford.
We have the engine turned up for more horsepower and the transmission rebuilt with a shift kit, but the biggest part of it is I love to see people smile when they see it on the road, so that gives me a little bit of recognition for building, I guess.
Fitzgerald's beater took about 8 weeks to build. It passed inspection and is used as part of the company's daily fleet.
That's my reception for the radio. That's my area, a welding rod. We use it to haul any of our gear in the back, wheelbarrows, shovels, yeah, pretty much anything that we need to get to the job site, we use this vehicle for.
When he's out on the road, Fitzgerald says he gets a lot of stares and plenty of people giving him the thumbs up.
Everything today people want shiny and new, and this is far from that, so it kind of stands out of the ordinary.
Fitzgerald believes it's one of only a few rat rods being used as a company vehicle in the province, and possibly the only one in Cape Breton. Erin Potty, CBC News, North Sydney.
Amy, I think we found you a new ride.
I do say it's probably the only one in Cape Breton. That's probably a good bet.
I think that's fair to say, yeah.
You look good in that too,
Don't you think? Hanging out the window? Yeah, I like it.
Pretty styling.
First quick break on the way. Stay with us.
Yes, we have a lot more to come on CBC Nova Scotia News. Opposition parties urge the foreign interference inquiry to investigate allegations of collusion among MPs.
And the European Union takes a hard right. Ultra-conservative parties dominate the EU parliamentary elections.
And there's a peek from the harbor cam. Beautiful night out there. Ryan is up next with his forecast. Please stay with us.
All right, Ryan's back with us now, talking weather, and a few showers in the forecast.
But then the sun came out, so pick your spots, right?
Yeah, for sure. And most of those, showers that we did see over the weekend came last night was the most substantial. And 5 to 10 millimeters in kind of the most cases. So not enough, but enough to keep things green. And we'll hope for more of those showers, which we actually did see a few popping up this afternoon. And here's a shot from Ingonish, and a couple of those showers just clearing out there over the last few minutes at Ingonish, and 17 degrees right now. As we said, a few showers moving through the area. Temperatures at Ingonish and Sydney around 17, 18 degrees. Cheticamps at 20. That Caribou Point station in Picto's at 21, 22 at Kentville and Greenwood. And you can see those temps cooler in those onshore southwest winds, which have been a little on the breezy side today. And those are going to ease as we move through tonight. You can see some gusts right now, upwards of 30, 40, even some 50 kilometer per hour gusts coming in off the Bay of Fundy and into the Amherst area. Now, let's have a look at the radar. And you can see most of the activity has indeed been here across New Brunswick, but we have been seeing a few showers south of Truro up towards Pictou and Ingonish counties, and then sailing, as we said, through Inverness and Victoria counties. Now, we will see that activity already starting to ease, but we will see the possibility of a few more showers clipping northern areas through the next couple of hours as that low continues to sail to the north. Watching this system that is making its way through the prairies right now, that's going to be kind of our later week story, and we'll break it all down. Let's show you where temperatures are across North America, and you can see the heat still confined to the northwest, though not as hot as it was last week. How about Orlando? 36 degrees. Thoughts to those standing in line for the rides in that heat today. Now, as you can see, temperatures tonight ranging between 9 and 13 degrees, 8 there through parts of the Eastern Shore, inland low-lying areas in particular in that neck of the woods. Now, you can see all that activity done by midnight, and then we're going to be seeing some low-level cloud and fog patches developing yet again overnight tonight in through Tuesday morning. We mix out to a mix of sun and cloud to even mainly sunny skies late morning into the afternoon. And then once again, mainly along the spine of Nova Scotia, we're going to be seeing some showers popping up into the afternoon. They won't be as widespread by the looks of things as they will be just as widespread as we were seeing today for Nova Scotia, not nearly as widespread for New Brunswick. And so they will be, fairly isolated in nature. Nova Scotia for tomorrow will be very similar temperature-wise. We're looking at high temperatures, high teens, low 20s across Cape Breton. And Ingonish, this is where I put the shower chances in for you folks back towards New Glasgow, Tatamagouche, Amherst, down through Truro. Edging the Halifax area, but it looks like they'll fire north of the city, mainly up towards the airport in Truro, Windsor, and then back down towards the interior, places like New Ross and Bridgewater, and back towards Kedgie as well. Keeping the shower chances out, Yarmouth, Shelburne, and actually Liverpool, unless you're inland, likely not going to see any of those showers either. You can see by 5 o'clock, starting to see those fizzle out, certainly into the early to mid-evening. And then we're going to do a very similar thing for Wednesday as the system approaches to the south and east of us. Increasing clouds, especially across the eastern half, isolated showers further to the west, and then it's Cape Breton that will get into some showers as we turn the page into Wednesday night. So it's isolated showers again for the interior and mainland, and then for you folks in Cape Breton, you're getting into that action for Wednesday night in through Thursday morning, and then we're doing it again on Thursday with isolated shower chances sparking up. Evening showers Friday, best chance of any substantial rain will be Friday night. And then we're clearing Saturday. And the clearing trend will be, of course, very important. And we'll time that out in more detail in our coming days, of course.
Why would it be important, I wonder?
Clearing Saturday. Okay. Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Ryan.
The weather update is brought to you by Tourism Gaspésie. Plan your stay in Gaspésie at tourismgaspésie.com and enjoy extraordinary moments.
And up next, I'll talk with Denise Comeau des Hotels about her community's historic sawmill destroyed in a fire on the weekend. That's our newsmaker interview.
Please stay with us. You're watching CBC Nova Scotia News.
The Bangor Sawmill and Museum in the municipality of Clare was destroyed by fire early Saturday morning. The search for a cause continues while people in the community mourn the loss of the historical and iconic structure. Denise Camon des Hotels grew up near the mill and has also written a book about it. She's also president of the Bangor Development Commission. So tell me, this mill has been such a fixture in your life and in your community. Tell me a little bit more about that connection to the mill.
Well, yes, I grew up in the house in front of the mill. So in our living room window, that's what we saw. So I've always seen the mill all my life. And like I said, I'm a fifth generation person that has been in Bangor, working in the mills, all the history. So we're very connected to the mill.
And how rare a mill was it?
It was a water-powered sawmill. So the water turbine was installed in 1880, and so it's one of the only water-powered mills in North America with a turbine of that sort.
And so what kind of a loss is this for the community?
It's an incredible loss. It's terrible. Everybody's sad. You will never be able to replace the mill because this one was dated from 1929. I mean, the old machinery, the wood, you could see in the wood where they had cut with axes, and everything was so, and it was a beautiful mill, a very, very beautiful mill. So when the mill stopped in 1988 being a commercial mill, it was deteriorating, and people from the community decided to restore it. So in 1993, they restored the mill from the outside, and they built a museum, an interpretive center, so people could learn more about this particular mill.
And so how are people reacting to the loss of the structure now?
Everybody's sad. Like, our Facebook page exploded, and all the messages are usually like, I'm sad, I'm devastated. That's mostly the feeling. Last year in September, just to show you the impact on the community, we were doing a fundraising to repair the dam. We collected $50,000 in 4 months with the municipality, people from the community, and enterprises. And in last September, in 1 day, we collected $13,000. We had over 1,000 people come to our picnic, our first annual picnic, and they were waiting for us to do another one this year.
Yeah, it's an impressive fundraising effort for sure. I know a lot of people are asking what happened, what caused this fire. What can you tell people?
We don't know yet. We don't know. There's no electricity in the mill. There's no heat. It was at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we have no idea what happened.
The RCMP are asking the public for any help or any information regarding the fire. Is there much people can tell the police?
I don't think so, because it was during the night, and the fire marshal did not come. So we don't know what's happening there.
This was going to be a pretty big year for the mill and the museum as well. How so?
It was an incredible year. We had 4 tour buses. They already scheduled to stop by the mill. We had an Acadian Day planned where we were going to serve 500 free meals of fricot and rapu to the community. We had a project for that. We had conferences. We had workshops. We had just bought some new chairs and tables for that. We had 10 picnic tables that we just bought last week that were there that are all destroyed.
So there's the mill, there's the museum, there's also the dam. What is the state of the dam right now?
Well, the dam will have to change some plans, because there was 2, we call them sluice dams, where you open and you close when there's too much water or not enough water. So there was 2 of them, and we were building the second one because it had broken in 2022 from rain. So now we might have to cancel one because the fire did get to that one.
And so what will happen to the property now?
Well, we're not stopping. We're not stopping. We're having a meeting at my house tonight. The committee, it's all members from the village, and might have a museum there. We have a lot of information. We have a lot of pictures. One of my cousins has over 500 pictures that I scan from all the time. And last week, Université Sainte-Anne found 17 VHS cassettes from people that had been interviewed in 1996, all about how it was in the olden days with the mills and all that. Because when I was growing up, there were 3 mills on this river. And and they were not at the mill, thank God.
Well, you have those memories for sure. Denise Camo, Des Hotels, sorry for your loss. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Coming up, a new study finds female artists are hugely underrepresented on Canadian radio.
Welcome back. It looks like the inquiry into foreign interference in Canadian politics will have some extra work to do. The Bloc Québécois wants the inquiry to look more closely into allegations made in a report last week by a committee of MPs and senators.
And the Liberals agree. Excuse me, the report said some parliamentarians worked with foreign governments to interfere in Canada's elections. Evan Dyer reports.
The NCCOP report landed with the force of a bomb last week. MPs continued to react to the news that some among them may be working for foreign powers.
Isn't it time that information be shared with all parliamentarians and, most importantly, with all Canadians?
In the House, a block motion to send the secret report to Justice Marie-Josée Hogue, who's already tasked with looking into foreign interference in the last 2 elections. A motion that quickly drew support from both the Conservatives.
Those members who willingly and knowingly and wittingly assisted a foreign government to the detriment of members of this place and their privileges, to the detriment of the interests of Canada, and to the detriment of the people of Canada, need to be expelled from this House.
And from the NDP.
No one with those interests in mind should be sitting in this House of Commons. We will support this motion.
Even some Liberals said they were in favour.
Until we know who exactly is named in that report as being conspiring with foreign entities, that a dark cloud hangs over all 338 members.
And in the end, the government threw its support behind it.
We're going to support the motion precisely because we think that the Hague Commission offers us an appropriate forum.
Meanwhile, at the Senate, a procession of experts testified on the government's proposed solution to foreign interference, Bill C-70.
And I think we could hear more about the RCMP in terms of how they're investigating this. Now, the RCMP is very reluctant to provide any details, but I think they can always provide a little bit more, at least to tell us they're investigating some of these cases, how many cases they are, how active the investigation is, and so on.
It seems certain that the hot potato of whether to name names will now be passed to Justice Hogue. What's less certain is what she'll be able to do about it, or whether the same laws that keep MPs silent will also prevent her from making names public. Evan Dyer, CBC News, Ottawa.
The federal government took its first legislative step today to implementing changes to the capital gains tax. It's changes that were first announced in the budget.
Many of the wealthiest Canadians make most of their money through investments, not income. But because of how investment gains are taxed, well-off Canadians can wind up paying a lower marginal tax rate than a nurse or a plumber. That's not fairness. That's favoritism. And so, beginning on June 25th, well-off Canadians will pay tax on 2/3 of their capital gains instead of just 1/2.
The standalone motion introduced today forces Conservatives to vote on the rate increase separate from the rest of the budget. A vote is expected later in the week.
The UN Security Council has adopted a U.S.-backed resolution for a ceasefire proposal to stop the fighting between Israel and Hamas. The vote was 14-0, with Russia abstaining.
The draft resolution has been adopted as Resolution 2735.
Whether Israel or Hamas formally agreed to the three-phase plan remains in question. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is back in the Middle East for the 8th time since the war broke out in October. He is pushing for the ceasefire deal proposed by U.S. President Joe Biden on May 31st. The three-phase plan calls for a 6-week ceasefire, a surge in humanitarian aid into Gaza, and the exchange of remaining Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners. White House officials have described the proposal as the only credible path forward.
European Union Parliament elections have seen far-right parties make major gains, while centrists emerged with a slim majority. Results of the EU vote have set off a huge political gamble in France. Susan Ormiston has the details from Brussels.
France has been plunged into snap elections after the French president's party was trounced by the party run by Marine Le Pen, a nationalist party. Emmanuel Macron said he couldn't ignore the message and called for snap elections beginning in 3 weeks. It's a gamble. He hopes a fresh national vote will restore confidence in his party and his leadership, but he is weakened. Far-right and right-wing parties swept across Europe, making gains in Austria, in France, and in Germany. The AfD coming second. The German Chancellor's Party, the Social Democrats, took its worst beating in over a century. And so his leadership is also under question today. The surge to the right was predicted, but Ursula von der Leyen, the EU commissioner running for another term, said the centre did hold. Her European People's Party polled the majority of votes inside the European Parliament.
We will build a bastion against the extremes from the left and from the right. We will stop them. This is for sure.
Now it's all about adjusting the results, reshuffling this party as winning parties look for alliances inside the EU. The commissioner will be chosen in elections expected around mid-July. The EU bloc faces some monumental challenges in the next 5 years, including the war in Ukraine. Defense of Ukraine made a little more difficult by the rise of the far right and right-wing parties inside Parliament. Susan Ormiston, CBC News, Brussels.
A new study has found that a plant-based diet to help the environment is also good for human health. The Planetary Health Diet promotes alternate protein sources like nuts and legumes and eating more fruit and vegetables, all while reducing animal-based sources of protein and added sugars. Researchers looked at decades worth of data from more than 200,000 healthcare workers in the U.S. Those who followed the diet showed lower risk from several major diseases. Starting in 2019, Canada's Food Guide has promoted more plant-based proteins and less processed foods and sugary drinks.
An Ontario woman is going public again over a medical mistake. It left her with a broken needle inside her spine after she gave birth decades ago. CBC News first reported on her story 4 years ago, and she's still no closer to finding out who was responsible. Rosa Marcatelli reports.
My pain is here to stay.
Giovanna Ippolito is living with a 4-centimeter-long broken needle in her spine. The doctor responsible failed to tell her or noted in her medical records when it happened during the births of one of her 2 children. Instead, it was discovered during an X-ray more than a decade later. She's told scar tissue makes it too dangerous to remove.
Somebody made a mistake many years ago, but now they need to be accountable for it.
Even walking down the stairs is hard, as Go Public first told viewers almost 4 years ago. Around that time, Ippolito started trying to find out which of the 2 anesthesiologists involved in the births is responsible. Fast forward all these years later, both the hospital and the Ontario College of Physicians and Surgeons have been criticized for botching investigations into her case.
No due diligence. It just infuriates me.
The hospital was criticized by the province's patient ombudsman for unfairness and deficiencies in its patient complaint system. And the college was scolded by the Independent Health Professions Appeal and Review Board for failing to obtain the essential relevant information when it cleared both doctors in the case.
That includes neglecting to figure out what kind of needle it was, an epidural or a spinal, key information that may have identified the doctor responsible. Instead, they told Ippolito there's nothing they can do because the medical error wasn't noted in her records.
There's a real power imbalance in the sense of all the information about what happens to a patient is in the hands of potential defendants or in the hands of the medical professionals.
In March, that review board ordered the college to redo the investigations.
I do not want it to happen to anybody else, so I continue to fight.
So Ippolito waits again for the results of yet another investigation. Meanwhile, both the hospital and the college didn't answer Go Public's questions about Ippolito's complaints, citing privacy. Rosa Marcatelli, CBC News, Calgary.
A new study has found a gap in representation on Canadian radio. For over a decade, songs by men have received far more airplay than women. Deanna Sumanek-Johnson explains why.
Can I be that one thing, can I?
Singer Katie Tupper came from Saskatchewan to Canadian Music Week in Toronto, an important annual showcase for new artists. But she's also hoping to grow her fan base the old-fashioned way by getting some radio play.
I think as a developing artist, that's like a big chunk of what your income is until you recoup on streams, until your shows are selling out and all of that.
Your love is like a paradise.
But entering that radio rotation in Canada may be tricky for female musicians, according to a new study. It looked at 150 most played songs on Canadian radio stations between 2013 and 2023 and found that women got a fraction of the play men got in all genre.
We see that country, alternative rock, and active rock play more songs by men than those by women. And then on the other hand, we see top 40 radio, mainstream AC, and hot AC. And while much more diverse there, women for the last 10 years have still been sort of underrepresented in those spaces.
16 carriages. And that's despite the omnipresence of female superstars like Beyonce, Taylor Swift, and Adele. Experts say it's an industry-wide problem. Record labels have to choose to invest in women, signing them and then promoting them to the radio stations. There's also the matter of the disappearing middle-class musician, those who are not multimillionaires but are working and have some fan following.
You know, it's not only incredibly expensive to live, but if you're somebody who works in a precarious field like music, those effects are felt differently and more powerfully for somebody who is also experiencing marginalization based on gender, race, and class.
But young artists like Katie Tupper are working hard to break that glass ceiling, hoping to make music radio a place where all kinds of listeners can hear all kinds of voices. Deanna Sumanak-Johnson, CBC News, Toronto.
Okay, there's optimism on the weather front, I think, particularly as the weekend looks.
This afternoon was nice.
Yeah. And every day this week is high teens, low 20s, mid 20s even. So we're creeping up there in terms of just an average day, right? So yeah, we're definitely, we're getting there. And yeah, summer, almost around the corner here and is just around the corner. Let's have a look at our viewer picture of the day. This one of the cooler pictures we have seen in a long time, especially if you're a weather nerd like me, from North Bay Beach in Ganesh. These.
Oh, okay. What do they call them?
They look like a shark
looks like
or
a
something.
fin, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're actually called wave clouds. Kelvin Helmholtz wave clouds.
I like shark clouds better.
Yeah.
Can we
More
change
ominous.
it?
Yeah. So basically, the mid-level winds are blowing faster than the lower level winds, which causes the clouds to kind of topple over like that.
Crest of the wave, huh?
Yeah. Michael Gillis, thank you so much for sharing this. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. So in Ingonish, tomorrow will be a nice day all across Cape Breton. In fact, 18 to 22, 23 degrees. The mainland will range from around 20 to 24 degrees. Again, cooler in those onshore sea breezes. And for Wednesday, it's a very similar story. Light sea breezes, not looking at a strong wind either way. Building clouds, though, especially towards the eastern half of the province. And we will, again, see those isolated chances for showers popping up into the afternoon. For you folks in Cape Breton, it's more going to be an evening and overnight risk. We'll then see isolated shower chances again Thursday, late day risk Friday, but clearing the keyword for Saturday.
Nice.
Liking it. All right, well, they're back. The pandas.
We love the
We
pandas.
haven't had them for
Always
a while
love
on
the
the show.
pandas.
That's true.
Giant pandas dined out on some tasty treats to kick off the annual Dragon Boat Festival at a zoo in southern China. Take a look at this.
The pandas were served traditional foods in celebration of the event. Rice dumplings on a dragon boat-shaped plate made of bamboo.
Fancy.
With added carrots and fruits, and local children even pitched in to help prepare the popular dish.
The zoo is home to the world's only triplet set of giant pandas who, from the looks of things, were savoring every bite.
Celebrating.
So cute.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.